Hello and welcome back to our Litreads channel, UGC NET Literature Concept Series. I'm Kanan Prasad and today we are exploring another essential literary concept that has appeared in previous UGC NET exams. Today's concept is intentional fallacy. This concept appeared in the June 2014 examination and falls under our critical theory and thinkers cluster. Let's examine the term intentional fallacy. The term combines intentional, referring to an author's purpose or design, and fallacy, meaning a mistaken belief or faulty reasoning. This concept emerged during the mid 20th century as part of the New Criticism movement, which dominated American literary criticism from the 1940s through the 1960s. The term intentional fallacy was coined by W.K. Wimsatt and Monroe Beardsley in their landmark essay, The Intentional Fallacy, first published in the Sweeney Review in 1946 and later included in their influential book, The Verbal Icon, Studies in the Meaning of Poetry, published in 1954. This concept became a cornerstone of New Criticism's approach to literary analysis. Simply put, intentional fallacy refers to the errors of evaluating a literary work based on the author's intention rather than on the text itself. Key features of intentional fallacy include rejection of biographical and historical context as primary interpretative tools, focus on the text as an autonomous object, emphasis on close reading of the text's internal elements, separation of the literary work from its creator's stated intentions. Other key features of the term intentional fallacy include the belief that a work's meaning should be derived from the text alone. For UGC NET, remember that intentional fallacy was coined by Wimsatt and Beardsley and is fundamentally a concept from New Criticism as correctly identified in the June 2014 examination. Let's explore how intentional fallacy has influenced literary criticism and interpretation. Consider T.S. Eliot's poem, The Wasteland. Before the publication of Eliot's own notes explaining his references and intentions, new critics argued the poem should be interpreted based solely on its text. When Eliot later provided his explanatory notes, critics like Wimsatt and Beardsley would consider it fallacious to privilege these authorial explanations over interpretations derived from the poem itself. Similarly, when D.H. Lawrence claimed his novel, The Rainbow, was about the development of human relationships, new critics would argue that readers should focus on the novel's language, symbolism, and narrative structure rather than Lawrence's stated intention. A modern example might be J.K. Rowling's post-publication statements about Harry Potter characters. According to the intentional fallacy concept, her later revelations about Dumbledore's sexuality or other character traits not explicitly stated in the books should not determine the correct interpretation of the text. The concept extends to misinterpretations as well. Robert Frost's poem, The Road Not Taken, is often read as an endorsement of individualism, despite Frost reportedly claiming it was about his friend Edward Thomas's indecisiveness. New critics would argue that the poem's meaning emerges from the text itself, not Frost's biographical anecdote. Now let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. There are two options in front of you. According to the concept of intentional fallacy, which approach to literary interpretation is considered erroneous? Option A, analyzing a poem based primarily on the poet's letter explaining what they meant. Option B, interpreting a novel based on close reading of its imagery, structure, and language. You can take a moment to think about it. You can pause the video if you wish so, but the answer is A. The intentional fallacy concept argues that interpreting literature primarily through the author's stated intentions, such as in letters or interviews, is erroneous. Instead, meaning should be derived from the text itself through close reading, the approach described in option B. Remember, intentional fallacy is the error of evaluating a literary work based on the author's intention rather than on the text itself. For your UGC NET exam, be prepared to identify this concept as coined by Wimsatt and Beardsley and understand its connection to new criticism. In our next video, we'll explore another important concept or term. And thank you for watching Litread channel. You can feel free to post your comments below. Thank you very much.